My name's Tim Apple. This is my latest single, Stargazer.
Stargazer, Stargazer, Cause I see you laying on the sand. You see the world in the palm of your hand. Cause you see me around your head. So much love, all unplayed. Stargazer, what do you see? How many light years are you away from me? Stargazer, perfect melody. Your aura is so tranquil, and I'm not set free. Yeah, Stargazer. Cause you see me, yeah, from where I stand. You see the world in the palm of your hand. Cause you feel me around your hand, so far away. Oh yeah, Stargazer, what do you see? How many light years are you away from me? Stargazer, perfect melody. Your aura is so tranquil, and I'm not set free. Without the stars in the sky, yeah, we become one, you and I. Stargazers in love together. Oh, oh. Stargazer, what do you see? How many light years are you away from me? Stargazer, perfect melody. Your aura is so tranquil, and I'm not set free. Stargazer, yeah. Stargazer.
Hey, how's it going? Tim Apple. So yeah, I grew up in the high desert in Apple Valley. Not the best place to grow up. Pretty crazy childhood. Yeah, a lot of there's basically music, dirt bike riding, and drugs.
Like East County.
What's that?
Like East County.
Yeah, exactly. So you grew up very, very fast, and being the youngest, I'm the youngest out of four brothers. So that pushed everything along much faster as well, growing up fast. But yeah, started playing music at a very young age. My whole family's musicians. My mom, my grandma, they are both pianists. Kind of started. They were both grew up in the church, so around like the gospel kind of stuff. But they taught me piano and voice and stuff at a very young age. I was always whistling, singing around the house, you know, as a toddler. So they knew that I loved music. And my older brothers were already playing music. I actually have accomplished my next oldest brother, the one right above me. He's an amazing violinist here in San Diego. Does stuff for the colleges, ballet. I mean, all the stuff. So classical side. So crazy genius. He can like compose and write out, you know, everything. So we kind of saw that early on. My other brother played bass and trumpet in bands and stuff like that. A whole family was just always singing, you know, this and that, always around it. So I was just always drawn to it. And then about probably 4th, 5th grade, kind of the grunge era, started playing, getting into all that Nirvana, you know, all that kind of stuff. Started playing guitar, picking up a little bit of drums. I already did piano and sang, so kind of just started picking up instruments. I did trombone for a while, just kind of anything I could get my hands on. Did all that through high school, started fronting my bands. In junior high, actually, started fronting my own bands. Punk rock stuff, the pop punk kind of stuff, and then kind of gotten more towards the technical kind of metal punk, you know, kind of strung out style stuff. And then right after we graduated, the last lineup of, there was always like about 10 or 12 of us growing up that were always playing in bands together. So the final like serious group when we were all graduated ended up going down to Hollywood, down to MI, Musicians Institute. And we each did our own program. I did GIT for guitar. You know, the drummer did PIT, so on and so forth. Did that, and you know how that goes. You go to music school and you start learning all this stuff. You get thrown into a totally different scene especially from Apple Valley. Total, you know, culture shock. And we ended up kind of going our separate ways. Yeah, I won't get into all that drama, but but still good friends with everybody. Everyone's, you know, very successful in kind of what they ended up doing. After that, I started teaching at a music school studio, doing lessons, gigging, playing in a band. I had a band called Acoustic. It was kind of like a metal punk, kind of like strung out style band for a while. We did a little bit of touring, played as much as we could while I was teaching and bartending. So I was just always doing something, never had any time. So my wife was going to, or my girlfriend at the time, which is now my wife, was going to school to be a therapist, getting her master's or bachelor's and then master's. So we were always supporting each other back and forth, whatever we were doing. Yeah, and then eventually she graduated, had to intern, got an intern opportunity in Temecula, which is where we live now. And so I got moved out there and I kind of had to reinvent myself. It was just always a struggle with the band. You know how bands are. It's like a marriage. So ended up kind of just reinventing myself solo. We live right by all the wineries and whatnot in Temecula. So I saw a lot of the musicians and stuff playing there. And I was just like, you know, I could definitely do this. So kind of got my way into there. Had a couple opportunities to get on a couple of the booking agencies down here, Sleeping Giant, Acoustic Spot, all the kind of doing the corporate cover gig stuff. So it all just kind of turned into my day job, and I got to quit bartending, and that's what I do full time. I play anything from, you know, the winery gigs, corporate gigs. I have a wedding business on the side. I do my own original music, more the reggae kind of rock soul vibe. Yeah, and recording a lot right now. I just put out 2 singles, Falling, and then Stargazer just came out, and then I have another one called Your Island that we're wrapping up right now, and it should be out in the next probably 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm just plugging away and doing anything and everything with music, and because that's what I love to do, and I won't do anything else. I mean, I guess just because of the genre that we're going to right now. I mean, huge stick figure fan. So yeah, that'd be awesome to jump on them, because, you know, that's the kind of style-ish we're going towards. So that would obviously, you know, opening up for the biggest band that's doing it right now. You know, them, Revolution. I mean, who's really bigger than them right now, right? I guess Bradley. I mean,
Yeah.
huge influence, obviously. You know, probably my biggest influence. So yeah, if you want to check me out live, I do solo cover gigs. I also do original stuff. I mix them in between. If you go on timapplemusic.com, you'll see down below there's bands in town and like touring thing at the bottom. You'll see everywhere that I'm playing. I just started doing full band stuff as well, so it'll be on there if it's with the band or not. But yeah, you can check out all my my schedules and all the future gigs and everything. Same thing at timapplemusic.com. So yeah, so John Rankin, actually a good buddy of mine, he actually does my producing, some of my producing, mixing, mastering. He's the one that's done the last 3 songs, mixing and mastering, and we helped. He collabs with producing and whatnot. But he's the one who turned me on to the live looping. I had this before I met him, but I didn't really do it well. And so we met up at a singer-songwriter, what was it, like a little contest kind of thing they had going in Temecula, something like that. And there was like tryout, kind of like little pre-shows for that, and we ended up kind of hitting it off. Just saw each other perform and just shooting the shit, and then from there just kind of became really good friends. And he's the one who actually showed me and helped me out how to figure all this out. Super simple. I have extra pedals when I need it, but super simple setup right now.
RS50.
Which they don't make anymore, so it's vintage gear now.
No, RS50.
Thanks for having me. Much love to you guys. Yeah, and looking forward to sharing all my new music with you guys going forward. And yeah, check me out. Come say hi sometime.